Murderer and house robber Ananias Mathe has died in a Durban hospital. He will be remembered for being the first person to ever escape from a high-security C-Max prison in Pretoria.
Ananias Mathe's name has long been tied to fear, violence, and shame for South Africa's justice system. A Mozambican national born around 1976, Mathe was no ordinary criminal. He became infamous for a string of brutal crimes and his ability to slip through the cracks of even the country's most secure prisons. Disclaimer: this documentary is for informational purposes only. It is based on documented reports and court records and does not glorify or condone crime in any way. Some content may be disturbing, and viewer discretion is advised. By the mid-2000s, Mathe had built a reputation as one of South Africa's most dangerous offenders. He faced more than 50 charges, including rape, attempted rape, hijacking, armed robbery, and murder. Victims and their families were left traumatized, while communities across Johannesburg, Pretoria, and Durban lived in fear of his next move. Mathe entered criminal history when he became the first person to escape from Pretoria's C-Max prison, a facility meant to be escape-proof.
Hey, pass it over here.
November 18th, 2006.
Man, these lights are bright tonight.
To most, it was just another ordinary day inside the prison walls. But for Ananias Mathe, it was the day he would put his long-planned escape into action. The morning passed as usual. He blended into the prison routine, collecting his breakfast, lunch, and dinner like every other inmate. Nothing about him drew suspicion. Afterward, he headed to the showers. What no one knew was that this was part of his plan. After cleaning up, he smeared his body with Vaseline, coating himself in preparation for what was to come. Guards carried on with their duties, oblivious. When the lights finally went out, Mathe made his move. His first attempt was to squeeze through the steel prison bars, but he failed. Undeterred, he turned to the window. Astonishingly, he was outside his cell. With remarkable stealth, he scaled the fence and slipped into the night, unnoticed and free once more. The next morning, when the guards conducted their head count, the only thing they could find in his cell was an open can of Vaseline. This bizarre explanation captured headlines around the world. However, later investigations pointed to a more troubling reality. Mathe may have simply bribed prison warders with tens of thousands of rand to walk free. Whichever version is true, his escape revealed corruption and incompetence at the highest levels of South Africa's prison system. Mathe's freedom was short-lived. Within 2 weeks, he hijacked a car in Johannesburg that happened to be fitted with a satellite tracker. Police tracked him down and, after a chase in which he was shot and injured, recaptured him. In 2009, a South African court convicted him on 67 charges. He was sentenced to 54 years in prison, with parole eligibility only after 43 years. Psychologists described him as manipulative, dangerous, and incapable of remorse. Even after conviction, Mathe never gave up trying to break free. In 2013, at Ebongweni C-Max in KwaZulu-Natal, he was caught chiseling through his cell wall. In another attempt, he tried sawing through a cell window. None of these plans succeeded, but they reinforced his reputation as a constant threat to security. On 27 December 2016, Mathe died in hospital after suffering severe complications following surgery. The Department of Correctional Services confirmed his death was from natural causes.
We have confirmed that the cause of death was natural.
For many South Africans, his passing brought a sense of relief. Political leaders described him as a malevolent individual whose absence made society safer. Ananias Mathe's story is not one of cleverness or daring. It is a grim reminder of violent crime, corruption, and systemic failure. His crimes devastated families, while his escape humiliated the country's prison system. Today, he is remembered not as a figure to admire, but as a cautionary tale of what happens when violence, corruption, and criminality are allowed to thrive. Subscribe to Updates News for more stories like these.